But maybe you want to do an image campaign showing yourself to be a fun company. So here's another way to take it, a totally different way entirely. Rent a Santa suit and announce on your Facebook page that Santa will be showing up to do fun things. Let people request what they want to see Santa doing, and then let someone from your company dress up as Santa and make short videos doing the silly things that people ask Santa to do, within reason, of course. Post these videos on your Facebook page, and then essentially what you have is the Old Spice Guy video responses campaign done cheaply and simply with holiday flair. People will get to see your company showing a personable side and showing a funny bone that they may not have seen before. So that's a second idea. And here's one final idea, particularly suited to our telecommunications clients. Do an image campaign showing how useful and forward-thinking your technology is. Make a series of videos, and these can be as professional or as quick and easy as you want them to be, a series of videos that create a storyline about Santa using your technology to get presents delivered by Christmas Eve. The first video could show Santa having lost his computer files detailing what every child wants for Christmas, and then calling up your computer troubleshooting technical service department to get his hard drive back online. The next video could show Santa using Google Maps via your high-speed internet service to find his way to a remote corner of your community. The final video could show Santa delivering presents down chimneys and calling home using your cellular service to assure Mrs. Claus that he'll be home by dinner time. You get the idea. Basically, Christmas is saved all because of your company and the technology it offers, and you get to show a sense of humor in the process. So those are just three sort of random ideas to get your thoughts going. Again, none of the videos that I'm describing here need to be super professional or finely edited. They can be done quickly because your customers will appreciate the effort regardless, particularly if you've shown some heart and some wit. And these can all be put together fairly easily, as I said. So think about a holiday image promotion using video and distributed through the powerful medium of your social media networks. The final type of promotion I want to talk about is a holiday feedback promotion. Now, a feedback promotion is intended to hear from your customers what they think is going right or wrong with your company, a chance to let them voice their opinions about how you are doing. There are easy ways to throw together a quick online survey, maybe the easiest of which are services like SurveyMonkey and Zoomerang, both of which offer some free survey tools. The way to approach this via social media is to put out the word now and continually throughout December about the survey you have created and the offer. By entering the survey, people need to get some sort of benefit, like a discount on your service or a chance to win a good prize. It doesn't have to be huge, but the coolness or the size of the benefit should be proportional to the length of the survey you're asking them to fill out. The prize for filling out a 3-question, 30-second survey could be a chance to win a $20 Starbucks gift card. But for a 100-question, 20-minute survey, you may want to offer $5 off your service plus a chance to win an Amazon Kindle. So give that some thought. Then let everyone know about the survey and tell them about it regularly. The nice thing about the holiday season and the way it makes this promotion a specifically holiday promotion is that you can position the need for feedback as part of your company's New Year's resolution to serve customers better in 2011. Now is the perfect time for a feedback campaign because it's a time when individuals themselves are looking into the next year and thinking about what they might like to change, so companies can follow that lead and do the same. How will you use your customers' feedback to make your customers' feedback to make company New Year's resolutions for your business? You'll want to think about realistic things that you can follow up with in order to thank people for their feedback and to show that they've been heard. In other words, what practical impact is customer feedback going to have on how you do business? How will you take that feedback seriously? If you do a social media feedback campaign, particularly around the idea of New Year's resolutions, you should be prepared to take the feedback to heart. So there are 4 types of holiday social media campaigns you might try in the next month. A sales campaign, a campaign to gain likers, an image campaign, and a feedback campaign. One of the main things I want you to take away here is that social media promotions, unlike print materials, TV ads, and other types of more traditional marketing, can be created quickly and without much cost, and you can get them up and running in a flash. Social media campaigns also let you roll out several pieces of a campaign over time, like I talked about with a video image campaign or a feedback campaign. So there's an ongoing element to the campaign that keeps people coming back and seeing what's new. This December, give some of your attention to a social media promotion and see what happens. Your customers are starting to expect e-commerce and other engagement with your company via social media. So take the leap and, of course, let us at Pivot know if you need any help. Now I think we're ready to take some questions. If you have a question, like Dave said, you can go ahead and enter it in on the right-hand side. It looks like there is a couple of questions coming in, so let me just read these really fast, and then I'll see if I can answer them. So there's a question here about, do you think there's going to be more or less traffic on social media sites during the month of December, taking into account the holidays and days off work and that sort of thing? I think that's a really interesting question. The question is sort of implying that there may be less. I love that the question asks that the days off work might mean there's less social media use. That tells me what you're doing at work. My answer to that is my hunch is that no, social media usage does not go down in December. Partially because it's a time when many people are thinking about being in touch with friends and family already. So I think that is likely to make up for any downturn in social media use because of holidays and days off. I mean, even just last week or on Thanksgiving, I certainly had plenty of Facebook friends who were posting on the day, not necessarily just talking about Thanksgiving, but still talking about things going on in the world. So I don't think that social media slows down too much during December. There's a question sort of pushing back about Path. Do you think that more exclusivity is what people really want on social media right now? I think that's one that I think the jury is still out on that, and that's why I think Path is interesting but not necessarily conclusive at this point. I think that certainly some people who are connected to many people through Facebook and Twitter, I think are starting to get tired with being connected to so many people. And once you're connected, there starts to be a stigma to disconnecting yourself from somebody because the problem becomes, well, now that I'm connected to this person, it's going to be rude, and they may not be my best friend, but they are a business associate or the relative I see 2 times a year, and they're certainly going to notice and have bad feelings about the fact that I've defriended them. So that's why I think Path does have its its benefits, and Facebook is doing this a little bit with allowing you to segment your groups of friends because they understand that you have closer friends and friends who are not as close. So I think we're just going to have to wait and see how people continue to respond to exclusivity, as the question is put it here, but what is really ultimately a question about privacy is also, I mean, that's sort of at the heart of that question. There's another question here. Let me just retrieve it here. Sorry, 1 second as I get this question pulled up here. What's the best way to attract people who are not your customers today to your Facebook and Twitter and ads and that sort of thing? That depends a little bit on what type of company you are. Now, this question is saying specifically how you attract them to your ads. So I don't know if you mean like a Facebook ad that you would run, or whether you mean that your Facebook page. But I'll take both questions. And sorry, and he's just put in generally the page is okay, which is just clarifying put in. Thank you, Steve. There are many ways of doing it, and I talked about this a little bit in a previous webinar about attracting followers and likers. But in a nutshell, you can, especially if you are a locally based company, you can do a Facebook ad that promotes your page and gets people to come and like you, again, probably with some sort of benefit for doing so. As a way of letting people know. Certainly, getting a Facebook and Twitter logo on your website to let people know that you have presences on those pages is important and always a good thing to do, something I would always recommend. Other ways to attract people who aren't your customers would be to, depending on, I mean, always include information about your Facebook and Twitter in any other advertising, traditional advertising you do, and if you can give people, again, whether it's an actual benefit of, like we're going to give you $5 off your bill if you come and like us, whether it's that or a promise of exclusive content or something engaging that people are only going to be able to see on your social media page, that would be another way to get people to come and and find you on Facebook, actually seek you out, even if they're not necessarily your customers. If you're doing something that's interesting enough, certainly if you, this is just an example, if you sponsored a community event in your community and you let people know while they were there that you've got a Facebook presence, people may decide that they want to come and check you out because of the good thing you've done at this community event. So those are some ideas. If you have any other questions about that, do let me know. I think we're out of time for questions. Once again, as I have the last few times, I want to offer you all a chance to have a 1-month free trial of our Pivot Post service. Pivot Post is a restricted Facebook group where we share 3 items each day, a link, an interesting fact or amusing quote, and a conversation-starting question. At least 2 of the 3 each day are less than 140 characters long, so they're appropriate for both Twitter and Facebook. And these are just intended to help you have posts that you can copy and use to add a little fun and interest to your Facebook page or Twitter feed. Subscriptions to this Pivot Post service is $100 per month, but right now, like I said, we're offering free 1-month trials with absolutely no obligation to anybody who's interested. So just let me know. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. As always, the webinar slides will be available on our Facebook page in just a little while here, and you can see the address for that here at the bottom of this slide. You can also register for our next Straight Talk webinar there. The next Straight Talk on Social Media webinar will be Friday, December 17th, and that should be a fun one. And what I'm going to do is look back to 2010 at what developments have happened in social media, and then look forward to 2011 to see, okay, what might we expect? What things might come down the line. And you can also see dates of the next Straight Talk on Telco Marketing webinars. There are actually 2 of those coming up. There was the one from this week had to be canceled, and so there will be a makeup webinar next week of the same content from this week, and that will be Wednesday, December 8th at 11 Pacific time. And then the next new version of Straight Talk on Telco Marketing will be last Wednesday of the month, December 29th, also at 11. And my email is there. Dave's email is there if you have any questions for us. Otherwise, that's it for today. Thank you so much. Remember to keep your media social and your talk straight.